Hello, this is Pat O'Connor with O'Connor & Associates, and this video is part of a series on how to protest your single-family property taxes. This video is about how to get the appraisal district's evidence that they're planning to use at the hearing 2 weeks ahead of the hearing. One of the big challenges for homeowners, particularly in a state like Texas, where sales prices are not easily available to most homeowners, is how do you get information on property sales to use at the hearing? And the answer is, when you file your protest, also include just a brief note asking the appraisal district to make available the evidence they plan to provide at the hearing 2 weeks ahead of the hearing. The specific code reference is 41461. You don't need to use that. If you want to look it up, it might be helpful. Some appraisal districts, and I'll give kudos to Harris County Appraisal District here, put that evidence online. So if you are protesting in Harris County, they will automatically post the evidence they plan to use online, which is very helpful. On the other hand, in some counties, they still look at you with a blank stare when you say, well, what do you mean give you the evidence 2 weeks ahead of time? We're not going to do that. And there's some counties that, even though the law's been on the books for 20 plus years, they just look at you and say, no, we're not going to do that. We don't have the time. We don't have the staff. So it is the law that appraisal districts are required to give you the evidence 2 weeks ahead of time, and it's very useful for a couple of reasons. First, you should check the information on your property to see if there's errors, because the property records are incorrect in at least some aspects for most properties. Secondly, you get the comparable sales data from the appraisal district, and for most homeowners in Texas, it's difficult to get comparable sales data. You'd have to go to an appraiser or a realtor, and you might feel like you're imposing. And then thirdly, you get the appraisal district's evidence on unequal appraisal, and in some cases, the appraisal district's evidence on unequal appraisal supports a reduction. So when you file your protest, ask the appraisal district to provide you the evidence they plan to use at the hearing 2 weeks ahead of time, and that will be a great help in preparing for your property tax protest hearing. For more information on reducing your property taxes, visit us at cutmytaxes.com.